If what I'm about to show you is real, then this is probably the biggest LEGO leak I've ever seen. Apparently LEGO were conducting some market research and put together a survey to ask people how much they'd pay for certain hypothetical sets. So here's the leaked list of sets they asked about. You can read through it if you want. There's some leaked images as well, but these would be very early concepts and probably won't resemble the final product much, if at all. But they would be designed to at least get the general vibe of the set across, and there's a few things I noticed about this list. The first thing I want to talk about is the huge Jabba sail barge set. 6,500 pieces would put it in the 600 to 700 euro range, which is insane. But I mean, I guess it would replace the retiring Imperial Star Destroyer, so it kind of makes sense. What's interesting about this picture is that it's on a display stand, and it's just the sail barge, which means this is almost definitely a UCS Jabba sail barge, and not an MBS sail barge. This is interesting because I'd have thought an MBS set would make much more sense, because you could include a lot more figures, play features, and just details in general. So I think it actually points to a possible lack of faith from LEGO in the MBS line, because this would be a set for late 2024 at the earliest, given LEGO's 18-month development cycle. There's no MBS set rumoured for the rest of 2023, yet at least, and if this comes out in 2024, then there probably won't be any MBS sets that year either, because they tend to only do one hyper-expensive set a year for LEGO Star Wars. That means it would be like 4 years since the last MBS set with the Mos Eisley Cantina. Honestly, I feel like this could be the first indication of the end of the MBS line. Maybe. This is all speculation, but there's also the fact that LEGO broke their release pattern last year by putting out a UCS Razor Crest when the UCS 8080 came out the year before. The next thing I want to mention is the Barad-Dur set, the Eye of Sauron set I think everyone's always wanted. What's interesting about this is that they've already revealed the Lord of the Rings Brickhead set, and there's strong rumours of a 500 euro Rivendell set this year, so if they're asking about a potential Barad-Dur set for next year, then I'd almost safely say that the Lord of the Rings theme is back and here to stay. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a few more smaller playsets in the meantime too, which is pretty exciting. Very quickly I'll mention the Snow White Cottage, because this was a LEGO idea submission that got half approved but needed more revision or thought, and then it later just straight up got not approved. If they're asking about it here though, most likely they figured out whatever issues they had with it, or maybe they've just changed their minds. Very curious to see if they still credit the original idea submission if they go forward with it. Another quick mention to the Medieval Village, which looks like a regular creator set in this picture, but it has 3,200 pieces, so I wouldn't be surprised if this was designed to go with the Lion Knights castle set. That set was received really well and probably sold tons, so that wouldn't surprise me. The last that I want to mention is the X Mansion, which we actually have more alleged details for, as opposed to an image. The image describes it as 17 centimeters, well, it doesn't specify, but it means deep. This puts it as too thin to be a modular building, which would be 25 centimeters deep, so it's definitely not going to be modular, which probably isn't a bad thing because the mansion isn't located in the middle of a city, but still. 17 centimeters deep isn't really deep enough for a fully enclosed set either, and considering it's supposed to be 53 centimeters wide, which is really wide, I think this will most likely be a dollhouse type design that can be folded into a full enclosure, similar to the Lion Knights castle or the Home Alone LEGO Ideas set. The last thing I want to mention is that these are all 18 plus sets as far as I can tell, which is interesting. Maybe sales for the 18 plus sets have slowed down and they're reevaluating their pricing strategy. Pessimistically, maybe they're looking to up the prices even more, and are checking to see if they can get away with it. Like maybe testing the waters for an 800 euro sail barge when it should be 500 or 600. Hopefully not, but time will tell I guess. I feel like a lot of these sets would have pretty established prices under modern standards, so I don't know why else they'd be asking if not just to take a risk like that. But that's everything anyway. Chances are I'm completely wrong on some of these, but speculating is fun. Thanks for listening either way. Farewell.